So for the construction of this project, we need to clear out this entire zone. So all the material we excavate from here is going to be dumped over in this zone down here. Cut them off with a reciprocating saw, as we want clean fill and expose more roots. Breaks up quite easily with the sledgehammer, more wood retaining walls behind it.
Lay your head upon my shoulder, shut off your thoughts and clear your mind.
This project has multiple aspects to it. The main part being this concrete block wall, which holds this whole part of the yard up on a higher level than this lower part. It helps separate the terracing because we're on a hillside, incorporating into this pre-existing deck. It has a wild stone wall or natural stone wall that ties into the deck edge over here. It also has an access ramp that comes down the outside of this retaining wall. We're also installing a treated timber wall on the very outside of the ramp that wraps around the outside of this retaining wall. It also has this square garden bed, which is already half established, but we're going to be walling off to make it neat. And then this area here becomes a gravel patio. So for the construction of this project, we need to clear out this entire zone. In our first session of excavation, we cleared out all the old structural elements, timbers, posts, and just general junk that was in the way. There was timber retaining walls along this area here where we're going to put the new retaining wall. We had to remove all the old stakes, like there was a lattice we had to cut out here which had posts. There was also a lot of plant material we had to clear out of the way. So we took a couple of trailer loads to sort of roughly clear this side out. Now we're ready to start digging, moving dirt and some concrete obstructions out of this zone. We have a dumping area over here because a future project is to build a terrace platform that this ramp system runs into. So all the material we excavate from here is going to be dumped over in this zone down here. So we basically have to dig a nice trench down to the appropriate foundation height for us to pour our concrete foundation. But there's quite a few tree stumps in the way, so we have to remove those tree stumps first.
Now the lights are fading down, and it's past the witching hour. I paid my dues and sang the blues. I'm coming home.
We're starting in this back corner here where the ramp system wraps around the retaining wall. We have to clear out some topsoil, plants, till we can get down to where these stumps have to be dug out.
I wanna see you face to face.
There's a lot of excess dirt to remove from this area, but we're going to make use of it by dumping it in our future terrace project over to the right. We've already cleared a good pathway for ferrying all this dirt over into the new area.
I'm coming home, it's been so long, you don't have to meet me halfway.
We're using our mattock to cut through this topsoil and lightweight roots. Later we'll be using the reciprocating saw to cut the heavy roots.
We can go anywhere that you want, you don't have to see it my way. I'm coming home, I'm coming home.
There'll be many barrow loads of dirt to remove in this project, so we just take our time and enjoy the process.
Been on the road so long, chasing fame and fortune on the run, but I ain't never felt this free. You rescue me.
Don't overfill your wheelbarrow and make it hard for yourself.
On those Southern Comfort nights, flashing signs and neon lights, couldn't know me like you do. God, I miss you.
By cutting the roots out of the way, we can dig deeper.
I'm coming home, it's been so long, you don't have to meet me halfway. I'm so tired of calling your phone, I wanna see you face to face.
We expose the roots with this guy and then use this guy to cut it off.
Digging out these tree roots takes time and patience. Just continue to chip away with your small mattock, and as you expose the tree roots, cut them off with a reciprocating saw. This is the most effective way I've found for cutting through stumps.
Now the lights are fading down. When it's past the witching hour, I paid my dues and sang the blues. I'm coming home.
The reciprocating saw makes easy work of these roots.
I'm coming home. It's been so long. You don't have to meet me halfway. I'm so tired of calling your phone.
We keep the dirt and the roots in separate piles as we want clean fill for our future terrace project.
Don't have to see it my way. I'm coming home. I'm coming home.
All this excavating in the dirt is attracting the chickens because they come and eat all the worms and bugs inside the dirt. When I take a break and have a drink or a coffee, they're always coming in and cleaning up the area for me.
Been on the road so long, chasing fame and fortune on the run, but I ain't never felt this free. You rescue me.
The lower you can get to the ground, the better for this kind of work.
And all those Southern Comfort nights, flashing signs and neon lights, couldn't know me like you do. God, I miss you.
The deeper we dig, the bigger the roots get.
I'm coming home. It's been so long. You don't have to meet me halfway.
Every time we cut a root out, we can dig a little lower and expose more roots, and the process continues.
Face to face. We can go anywhere that you want. You don't have to see it my way. I'm coming home. I'm coming home.
Digging out stumps like this can be hard work and quite tedious. But if we set a good rhythm and stay in the flow, we can actually enjoy this process and find a lot of satisfaction with all the dirt we're moving. We just keep adding wheelbarrow loads to our dirt pile and smoothing it out with our rake, and try and stay out of the way of these chickens.
Now the lights are fading down, and it's past the witching hour. I paid my dues and sang the blues. I'm coming home.
We just have to cut the tap root off at the bottom and this thing will come free.
I'm coming home. It's been so long. You don't have to meet me halfway. I'm so tired of calling your phone. I wanna see you face to face.
With all our hard work and patience, we finally got this one out.
Don't have to see it my way. I'm coming home. I'm coming home.
We're going to a lot of trouble to flatten this dirt pile out as we go, because our next project is going to be to build a terrace platform here with a retaining wall. So I want the dirt to compress as flat and as hard as possible for our future project.
So we've done the first preliminary clearing of this site along here. So for the construction of this project, we need to clear out this entire zone. And our next phase is to start digging out to the depths we need to put our foundations. So we basically have to dig a nice trench for forming up our concrete foundation for this wall and this ramp system.
I'm coming home. I'm coming home.
This is the area where we have to excavate our trench for the retaining wall, besides this tree. But first we have to remove some of this concrete.
Been on the road so long, chasing fame and fortune on the run, but I ain't never felt this free. rescue me.
We're using the sledgehammer and the wrecking bar.
And all those southern comfort nights, flashing signs and neon lights. Couldn't know me like you do, God, I miss you.
We're keeping a separate pile of all the scrap concrete around the back of the deck because we'll be using it later for backfilling some of our retaining walls. There's a lot of existing gravel on this job site which we're going to be reusing for our foundations later on.
I wanna see you face to face. We can go anywhere that you want. You don't have to see it my way.
This old concrete step here breaks up quite easily with the sledgehammer because it doesn't have any reinforcement steel inside it. So we just chip away at it, and we're going to of course recycle all this concrete later. Jobs like this are hard work and can be quite tedious and laborious, but it's excellent exercise, and if you get into it you can really enjoy smashing concrete.
Now the lights are fading down, and it's past the witching hour. I paid my dues and sang the blues. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. It's been so long. You don't have to meet me halfway.
After demolishing this concrete step, we've discovered more wood retaining walls behind it. So we use our wrecking bar to dig that out to continue a pathway for our trench.
Don't have to see it my way. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. I'm coming home.
Now that we've got these large timbers and concrete step out of our way, we can excavate more of the dirt and gravel to continue on our trench. We take our time continuing to chip away with our mattock and shovel.
We can go anywhere that you want. You don't have to see it my way. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. I'm coming home.
We still have a small tree root to remove from the area that's going to be under the ramp system over here. We're just using the same system we used earlier, using our small mattock and the reciprocating saw to cut the roots out.
Chasing fame and fortune on the run, but I ain't never felt this free. You rescue me.
I often mix up my tasks when I'm doing excavation. That's why I took a break from digging these tree roots out with moving some gravel.
Lights. Couldn't know me like you do, God, I miss you.
Be careful of creepy crawlies we find in the dirt because some of them are venomous and can bite you.
You don't have to meet me halfway. I'm so tired of calling your phone. I wanna see you face to face.
This is the last of the tree roots under this ramp foundation section. Now we can move on to moving more gravel.
I'm coming home. I'm coming home.
We've dumped many barrow loads of dirt onto this mound. We keep flattening it out as we go so we can get really good soil compaction. Because as I've mentioned before, this is going to be a terrace platform in a future garden project. Join me on my next episode where we have to cut through some concrete to continue the trench for the foundation of our wall.
Now the lights are fading down.
We'll be using the large grinder with a diamond blade and our small jackhammer to cut through this concrete. Thanks for joining me this week on my YouTube channel. Check the link below, and while you're at it, hit the subscribe button or make a comment so I can help you with your future construction solutions. And don't forget to follow our channel for more ideas and how-to tips for home and garden projects.